31 points by the New York Jets. And the Jets did something yesterday that most Jet teams have not been able to do. And that is overcome New York Jets' dysfunctional play calling, coaching, and quarterback play. I take you to the end of the first half. Jets driving, hoping to get some points on the board before halftime. Zach Wilson finds C.J. Uzomah at the 9.
Get on the ball!
Why?
The Jets have no timeouts.
Get on the ball!
What are we doing?
C.J. does the right thing. He runs the ball back. Zach Wilson nonchalantly, like he's going for a walk in the park, does not get the spike off before the clock runs out. He had no idea what was going on, and the New York Jets go into the locker room losing, not winning, and everyone's saying to themselves, that is dysfunction at its highest level. Blame the coaching staff, blame the quarterback. The Jets are going to lose.
Yeah, that was.
But then they turned it around.
Oh, man.
Like only this year's Jet team can. They relied on Zach Wilson. Ping, pong, boom. And, of course, the running of Breece Hall. And they dominated the second half against a team that's worse than they are.
Yeah, but the Denver Broncos were atrocious. They had 5 drives for a net yards of negative 18 yards.
Thank you,
I mean, they were just bad. But on top of that, if you're the Jets, there's a couple of takeaways. Get Breece Hall the ball.
Yep.
Breece Hall the ball more.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson needs more touches. He only had 3 catches. And on top of that, you have to figure out how to get Zach Wilson out of the pocket because when he's scrambling with the boots and waggles, he's a more effective quarterback. Now, I know you don't want to put too much on him, but at this point, it's no more kid gloves for anybody.
And it will change, though. They still were very conservative in the first half, and I think he only attempted like 5 or 6 passes midway through the second quarter. And then again in the second half trailing, they're like, yo, it's time to go.
We got to go.
Urgency, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'll give Zach Wilson credit. There were 2 specific passes, and I know this seems kind of elementary because he's an NFL quarterback, but when you're talking about a kid that couldn't play NFL football, and now he's part of the reason that the New York Jets get a win yesterday. There was a huge third down play where he finds Tyler Conklin, the tight end,
huge.
and I mean, throws a bullet. Great pass.
Well, talked about the maturity. He did a great job of looking the safety off with his eyes, right?
Yep.
That's something we didn't see with Zach prior. A lot of times in the scout report, they say, man, whenever he's going to throw the ball, he's going to look at it. He's going to see his target, throw it. That didn't happen. He was able to shift his eyes with to kind of tell the safety to back off.
Right.
Conklin slipped behind his own for a big pass. I think it was like a 3rd and 4 he had to complete.
Yep.
So it was huge. And what I give Zach credit for during this game, he didn't seem rattled.
Correct. He seems like
he was like, I'm good. I got it.
Even when he's taking a sack, he's not rattled. That's
him getting out of the pocket, by the way.
Rolling to his right, throwing to his left, over the outstretched arms of a D-back, and hitting Garrett Wilson for a huge, 25-yard gain.
Yeah, I credit the Jets on one thing, man. They just stayed gritty. And valid, this was the first half. I was like, man, please. Because after the first 3 and out, we had the botch kickoff return. I'm like, we're in scoring drive, and we came away with nothing. And I'm just like, we cannot lose to the Denver Broncos.
Right.
But they came out in the second half, and they figured it out.
Look, they beat Denver last year in the game that Breece Hall got hurt, and this had all the markings of it's going to be another one of those pull your hair out losses for the Jets after trading fumbles and then the interception late to Surtain where he doesn't throw the ball back shoulder, throws it inside. But this team is just different. This team is built different. This is a team that learned how to win a game yesterday, a game that any other year for the last decade they probably would have lost. Now, what do the Jets get for winning yesterday and going to 2-3 and staying alive? Well, we get the Philadelphia Eagles undefeated at MetLife Stadium for a 4:25 game on Fox on Sunday. And remember this, we have plenty of time this week to break that game down. The New York Jet franchise has never beaten the Philadelphia Eagle franchise until 2023. That streak comes to an end, my friends. And the Jets go into the bye week 3-3 and a game out of first place.
Yeah, listen.
No.
Craig, what do you want me to say to that?
All right, let me tell you a story.
Let me tell you guys a quick story.
You're
talking about a 5-0 Eagles team.
Yeah.
That looks like a juggernaut, right along the San Francisco 49ers.
They do not look like a juggernaut.
Okay, all right.
They find ways to win. They are not the same as San Francisco. San Francisco's
so what
a
A,
juggernaut.
1B? Right? 1A, 1B.
1A, 1D. Okay, fine.
I don't know
I'll
if
give you
that's
that.
a thing.
I'll give you that. I want you to remember something. I want to just turn the clock backwards. A couple months ago, I found myself at a country club in Bedminster, New Jersey, with the head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh.
You've got friends.
Yes, we're friends.
Yes.
And we were discussing the starting schedule of the season. The first 6 games, very tough. Our colleague, Greg Jennings, said with Aaron Rodgers, the Jets were going to go 1-5. Greg, you're wrong. All right. And I said to Robert Saleh, 4-2 out of 6. That'd be a pretty good record going to the bye week because the next half of the schedule, not easy, but
Lightens
easier.
up, yeah.
Little light, gets a little light. And he said to me, truth, if we get out of the first 6 500 or better, we're going to be a very tough team to beat. Now, he thought he was going to have Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, but he's right. If somehow, some way, they pull off that upset, and it would be a monumental upset against an undefeated team that the franchise has never beaten, right? You go into the bye week, everybody relaxes a little bit. The Giants are the worst team in football.
By far.
Bang! 4-3. The Chargers have no defense. The Raiders stink. We already beat the Bills once. And then the game we're all going to circle, kind of like last night's game between San Francisco and Dallas, the most anticipated AFC game of the year, the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins, Week 12 at MetLife Stadium. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
No.
Never,
not you.
That is on the table right now. The New York Jets, all jokes aside, saved their season yesterday by beating the Denver Broncos. And remember this. It was personal for the New York Jets because of the stupid comments that Sean Payton made this summer about the terrible coaching job that Nathaniel Hackett did in Denver as the head coach last year. Well, the Jets ran to their locker room after the win yesterday, and like children, like 13-year-old schoolgirls, they went right to social media. And let's take a look at some of those social media posts yesterday.
Yeah. They had that one ready. They had that one ready.
That was ready to go. That's Kevin James playing the role of Sean Payton in one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I watched it. I saw it. It was terrible. So that's one of them.
Too long.
I think we have another one, do we not? Well, that's just one of many.
Well, Sauce Gardner tweeted last ride.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers tweeted. Yeah.
Everybody tweeted because as much as the Jets wanted to downplay it, it was real. Not that that's why they won the game, but they wanted to win for Hackett. He's the only guy that got a game ball after the game, and I think they made it clear to Sean Payton, from now on, tighten your lip.
On top of that, Zach Wilson didn't regress, right? There was a lot of talk about him coming out of Kansas City, playing competent, efficient football. We didn't see him regress yesterday. Anything we saw was him stay poised and calm in the second half, actually deliver. Now, he has to be better on certain things. We obviously know that. They got to get more playmakers the ball. But
let me stop you there. It seems like they're trusting him more, and they're going to allow him to open up the offense more now, too, no?
Yeah, but there's still a lot of weapons to be had. Like, Nicole Hartman didn't dress yesterday. I don't know why.
Right.
Dalvin Cook, they're going to have to figure out, much like we saw in the Pittsburgh game, of getting Najee Harris and Jalen Warren on the same field. They got to get Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall.
He only had one good run, like an 8-yard run. Outside of that, pretty meager.
But they got to get both guys on the field.
I think there's going to be so much focus on Zach Wilson and Daniel Hackett, but the story of this game to me is Breece Hall being absolutely unlocked. And we're going to show the long run that he broke, but there was like 3 or 4 where he was like a shoestring tackle away from breaking it, or like one guy to beat.
Well, one time he looked at the camera and he said like,
exactly.
Yeah,
I've done that before. It wasn't just.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.